Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Well, thank you, Bill, Donnie, Matt, and Gino for that amazing intro.
They really know how to hype you up for a show, don't they?
They do. It's like once I hear that, it's
and
like,
their chemistry with each other is so good too.
Oh,
the
it
handoff is perfect.
It is perfect. Welcome to episode 279 of the Massenomics podcast. A special one, of course, because my high school football number was 79. So anything that ends in 79
I thought it was going to be 279.
Now that would be a weird high school football number. But speaking of other things from 15 years ago in the past, no, I don't have a lead into that. But
I was really curious where that was going.
Now, we're back for episode 279, the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
Tommy, it's the first weekend of August in South Dakota, and do you know what that means?
Well, probably something corn related.
No, I'll give you a hint.
Oh, is Sturgis this week or next week?
I think it starts this weekend.
Oh, I always think it's
well,
more like
I think you'd say it's next week. I think
okay.
yeah. I think yeah.
We should read an ad quick before we get carried away on this.
Yeah, and do you like history also? Are you a history buff?
Love it.
Okay, great, because I've got a little history lesson for you.
Ooh, take me away.
Take you back. We're going to go even further back than high school football. We're going to go all the way back to the late 1960s.
What?
Yeah, this show is brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Buddy Caps first started lifting weights in the late 60s and began powerlifting in the mid-70s. At that time, he was working for Image Barbell building gym equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them, calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent of changing them for the better. In 1979, Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing the known issues. In 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now at a greater mission, Buddy set out on his own to make what he believes was the greatest bar he'd ever seen and trained with, and Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house, with the best knurling, and it was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, and world powerlifting records have been and continue to be set on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more and check out their full line of bars, visit them at texaspowerbars.com.
Wow. Thank you for that lesson, Tanner.
And that's this history lesson on the Massenomics podcast.
That was really good.
Yeah.
So Sturgis, I think we've talked about this before, Tanner. You are a Sturgis rally veteran, aren't you?
Veteran. I went, I think I went 5 years in a row.
Oh, you did that many? Oh.
Yep. I rode my bike 5 years in a row. I did 2 years of the camping in a tent.
At what campground?
I was at Broken Spoke 1 year, and not Full Throttle. I have not camped at
Buffalo Chip?
No, I haven't been at the Chip either. I was at Broken Spoke, and then a lesser Iron Horse.
Oh, okay.
Is out that direction as well. It's like north of town a little bit as well. So I've stayed at both of. And I've stayed in Belfouche before, which is outside of Sturgis. It's much more fun to stay for me to stay at places a little bit outside of Sturgis because
where you can sleep in a bed.
Camping in the campgrounds during the rally is you better love to party really hard.
Yeah, I haven't been in. I've never got to do that, so I
would never do it again. Like I would go to Sturgis again, but I would never go like camping in a tent at.
I've only been there once, and it was like 3 years ago, and we went like the last day of it.
Okay, did you go to a concert or anything?
My dad used to go like every year, and so my parents were out there and like, come on out. And like we had actually just gotten married, I think the weekend before.
Yep.
And we went out, and it just so happened that the band CKY was playing, which I was a huge fan of that band growing up as a kid. So I got to catch CKY, which was really cool because I wasn't planning on that at all. But that was not a crazy Sturgis story at all.
Yeah. Sturgis is a lot. So I rode my motorcycle all those years that I went. And the thing about it is it's dangerous.
Oh
like,
God, yeah. Lots of people die every year.
Oh yeah, like
there's on the way there and leaving.
All the local papers publish the daily death count, like the running total of how many people
which is going to happen anytime you put hundreds of thousands of people to an event.
Right, people just naturally, like,
especially when the point of the event is like literally to be driving around motorized vehicles. You know,
well, it is. I mean, it's you know, now I have a family and a bunch of kids and stuff. I think more about that than I did when prior to that, where I'm like, because there's some stuff like where you're in there with a lot of motorcycles and going really fast. And, you know, the Black Hills, there's it's some, I mean, hairpin turns,
besides being windy roads, there's mountain goats, there's falling rocks, there's other things happening.
And it's part of why it's there. It is awesome riding motorcycle in the Black Hills. But it's more fun to go not during the rally to me than it is during the rally.
When you can actually like,
there's two things you do there, really. You either ride your motorcycle a whole bunch or you get drunk constantly.
I mean, those are the two things.
If not a combination of those, but usually from my experience, people fall much more into one of those camps. It's, you know, not as many of them are like 50-50 guys. It's like,
so it's most people usually came to do one thing.
Right. Right.
Ride my motorcycle or get drunk and I'm all out of gas.
But the Sturgis Bike Rally is a funny phenomenon. It's almost something like to experience if you haven't before.
Yeah, it is funny though that we're in South Dakota and it's like, oh yeah, that's still like 6 hours away from us. Like it's not down the road by any means.
But we are close enough though that like as it's coming, like you start to see motorcycles. Like
I have a hotel just across the street from me, and like pretty soon there will be a lot of motorcycles there.
Yep.
Because this is on the road there.
It is. It's on the road
to the road
to Sturgis.
It's got that for sure.
I think Kid Rock's there this year.
He's there like every year, I feel like.
You know, like the kind of usually the ones you expect to be there are usually there.
Yeah.
You know,
it's usually how it is. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I don't know if they're there, but like Five Finger Death Punch probably plays there every year. And,
I think last year they had Smash Mouth too.
That's funny.
You know, just to like mix it up, I guess.
I do like, that's kind of funny. That was our Sturgis update, though.
Sturgis, okay. Yeah. Well, we'll keep. There's probably more news coming on there, so
yes,
we'll keep people tuned in for that. Tanner, have you been keeping up on the Olympics lately?
I saw the medal count recently is the most I kept up.
I haven't seen that even.
U.S. was on top of the medal count, but China had more gold medals.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do you even know what the medal, like how many did they have?
It was, I don't know if we had like 70 some and they had like 70 some.
Yeah.
And like gold medals, we had like 25 and they had like 31, you know, so we had more silvers and bronzes maybe.
But you said the track and field events are coming, so.
True.
You know what is shocking to my wife and I watching it? How many Olympians are from Minnesota? Like,
really?
We're here in South Dakota. It's like, it's just a little bit over, but somehow there's something different in the water that your chances of becoming an Olympian go up exponentially just living 100 and some miles to the east.
They do have the bigger population.
Well, it is a significantly big. I mean, that is a huge part of just
but
your
still,
opportunities in life.
Right.
It's like, I mean, genetically, are you all just that much better over there?
It's the
seems to be the case.
It's the Nordic,
I guess
Swedish or Viking genes, I guess that they have there.
Scandinavian.
That's probably that's better. Yeah, the Scandinavian genes that they have there
must be.
Yeah. Are you Scandinavian?
I don't really know.
Yeah,
I haven't done my 23andMe. I'm out of the loop. You know?
Yeah.
Have you ever done one of those, Tanner?
No, but I have had my dad do it before, and like I think maybe we bought one for my mom too. And at that point, I'm like, well, don't I know it all if I just look at those two?
It kind of seems like it. Yeah, what are you catching? I mean,
if
the only thing
something's different,
then you have a bigger problem on your hands.
Second, Mom and Dad, what happened here?
Yeah. So then I guess, you probably know your story. I feel like I would actually learn something in mine because everyone seems to be like, I get like this runaround answer for what my heritage may be or may not be.
But people will, like if you and I walked into whatever, they would say, oh, are you guys, like around here, they'd be like, oh, you guys must be Scandinavian. You know, like
probably
when you have like, when you're taller in stature, have long hair and maybe a beard or some combination like that, people just kind of think like,
or this pasty pale skin of mine.
Well, and you kind of have the blonde hair too, which
I got
that goes for it too. Yeah. What about the powerlifting news gossip that I had?
Ooh, you did have some juicy gossip, Tanner.
Or did we want to have a refreshing beverage before we got to any of the juicy gossip?
Let's do one thing of gossip and then we'll split it.
Okay, we'll split the difference.
We don't want to get too much gossip at once. It could be overwhelming.
The tea, I guess, is what kids would say, right? We have the tea. Oh, you don't know about that?
No.
Yeah, you share the tea. It's the dish, the gossip, the tea. Yeah,
I've never heard this.
Yeah.
Is this new slang that
I think it's maybe relatively new, but not super new. Yeah, you're definitely not with it. That's
clearly not.
That's what you share the tea. Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, and I don't know what the origins of that phrase. And I don't know if it's like tea
like
or
dishing me up a cup of hot tea.
Well,
or
I think that's maybe where it stems from. Is actually you're sitting around having tea, like gossiping.
Well, serve it up hot, Tanner.
Okay, so the tea is this guy Nabil, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's a French powerlifter.
Okay,
and
following so far.
This isn't super new news at this point. This has been around for a little while, but it's just funny as we're talking about. He calls himself. You could look him up on Instagram if you just look up Nabil. I think he even calls himself like the Phenom or something like that in his name. Nabil, French Phenom. So he competes in the 66 kilogram weight class.
Okay,
so it's
145 pounds. It says here,
and I think he's pretty strong. I think he's got a pretty big deadlift. You know, I think for his weight, I think he's probably very strong. But he did a powerlifting meet recently where this is what he was catching heat on. So he missed his opening squat attempt, and I don't know if it was because I think it was depth. I think it was a depth issue. So he retook the weight on a second, I believe, and also got red lights. I don't know if he didn't get the lift or it was a depth issue. On his third one, he took the same weight again. I could probably find the video on here. He really he just ekes it out. He
absolute grinder.
Yeah, absolute 10 out of 10 grinder that he gets. So he's taking the weight 3 times over, and he just gets it on his barely stays in the meat.
Yep.
And he as he's all jacked up, and as he's racking it, he screams to the very loud. He's like, "I'm a fucking phenom." And to me, the funny part is it's because you just missed that weight twice, and then you barely got your
almost
opening
died doing
weight
it on the third one.
And he got discounted from the meet. I think it was USPA, or I might be wrong on the federation. Someone can correct me on that. I think it's USPA is from my guess, but because he screamed that, they disqualified
that's not cool with us.
He was DQ'd because of that.
Wow.
And that was interesting that he got disqualified for doing that, and also that he did that.
That he got that hyped for it.
And just yelling, "I am a phenom." That's a pretty
usually when you're the phenom, you don't have to
impactful
tell
word.
people,
Yeah,
typically.
right.
It goes without saying.
Yes, and to say it in that circumstance where it's I barely got my opener. I'm a phenom.
Show's on, baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was a big deal about that, and it was funny to me.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought me up to speed on that, Tanner.
Yeah.
I was clearly out of the loop.
So now you know about Nabil, the French phenom.
Now I know. Tanner, should we bang?
Ooh.
Do you know what I'm getting at here?
A Ricky Martin song.
She bangs and she bangs.
She moves.
I need you to put your blindfold on, though, Tanner. I gave away too much already, mate.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I probably would have guessed that much based on last week's episode.
Or would you have, though?
Oh, that's true.
When you're tasting purple Kittles.
What's in the bang?
What's in the bang? All right.
I've donned my...
We're going full on. What's in the can? Tanner does have a slight clue. He knows that this is a bang. But is it a Bang seltzer or a Bang energy drink?
It's in the tall... It's very cold. I hope it's not Purple Kittle's hard seltzer.
Very flavorful again. I will give it that.
I'll tell you already, it tastes better than the Purple Kittles, in my opinion.
Much more palatable.
Yeah, it's...
no doubt about that.
It's just less... It's not as sweet as the Purple Kittles. I would guess this is a hard seltzer again. It's going to be my guess. It's the Bang hard seltzer. And the flavor, boy... And, Purple Kittles last time, someone pointed out, they're like, you kind of got it right, because I was saying, just some super sugary candy flavor.
Which is, yeah. Actually, yeah, that you did guess it about as good as you could.
This one's not near as sweet. Still very sweet, especially compared to like your average sparkling water. But the flavor here. I'm not going to say cherry Coke.
That's a good process of elimination you're on there.
I would say something fruity. I don't even know. It's so over.
But like, I mean, bang. Are they going to have something that's not fruity though, Tanner?
That's true. Peach. I'm saying peach.
Peach. Well, Tanner, it is strawberry blast.
Okay.
So probably not peach in any kind.
Let me.
My first taste, I'm like, yep, this is strawberry, and then I kind of don't really have it anymore. I don't know.
I can't find it. Like
you just find this is just a peach there.
No, I don't know. Peach was. I really don't. Peach was like I was just kind of pulling that out of thin air, but
now after taking several sips, I'm just like, I don't know. This is
like it's hard.
This is a bang drink. I
They're
guess.
so and is this a hard seltzer? This is way better than the Purple Kills.
Oh God, yeah.
Strawberry Blast. Like I could.
When the point of something is to literally taste like sugar candy, you know it's going to be.
You know, last time talking about how someone could get like dangerously drunk off of these. Mm-hmm. Now this one you could really get dangerous because you could actually stomach to drink.
Yeah,
like
I still don't think anything compares to the time we had the Michelob seltzers and you didn't know there was alcohol in those. You know,
yeah, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, those ones I think do still take the cake for the smoothest, but this still has a certain.
It's still really.
Like
they just have too much flavor. Like if that is, you know,
I would agree. It's just like, but the flavor like doesn't even turn into like, it's just, there's too much here, whatever it is.
Right. Absolutely.
So I think
this one's better though. I think I maybe said that if I said the other one was too, this one's like a half JD Power and Associates.
Yeah. I still don't know if this is a 3.5 for me. So I'll say like the last one was like a strong 2, or this one's a weak 3.
Yeah, this one's
but I'm still keeping it at a 3.
Yeah, this one's a weak 3 to me because I think I said 2.5 on the Purple Kittles. More I think about that, could just be that's probably more of a 2 to me, and this is a 2.5.
God, did I really? I think I might have said that. No, I think I said that one was 2.5.
Okay,
there's no way I could.
I thought you said 3.
Did I?
You might have said
because I couldn't finish that thing.
The 3 is below 3.5, so you know it does mean it's.
Well, I should have in retrospect given it a 2.5 because this is a very firm 3 right here.
Yeah.
So that was definitely 2.5.
Yes. Okay.
All right, Tanner, you got more to catch me up on.
Yeah,
now.
there was some more powerlifting news gossip. So this is on Derek. What's Derek on Instagram? If you follow powerlifting Instagram, you've certainly seen him talking and talking about stuff the last few weeks or months. It's deathgrip.derek is his handle. And Derek's last name, I haven't heard it pronounced. It's Thistlethwaite, I guess is how I would say it. Thistlethwaite.
See, I don't know how you say it either. I don't know.
I could be mixing some letters up in there, but to me it says weight at the end, and the first part is thistle, but there's an extra th. It's like Thistlethwaite.
I don't. Yeah,
that is a very hard last name to. I've never heard anyone say it, so I really just don't know.
We're probably the first people to not know how, though, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so anyways, Derek has kind of blown up, I suppose, on Instagram recently because of I wasn't really aware of him until recently, but he seems to be very, very opinionated. Also, he's very strong.
He looks like he could have maybe been like in the band Motorhead at some point.
Yes, he's got long hair and he's got the trucker mustache, right? The long trucker mustache,
like it's thick and long. Sure.
If you're into trucker mustaches, it would be what you would aspire to.
That is the pinnacle, I think.
Yes, he's got a very distinct look going on, but he is the number 2 total all time in 242 weight class in reps.
Which that's what surprised me is like, damn, I guess
so. He's strong.
I'm clearly not paying enough attention to things.
So he's very, very strong, and I think he's pretty young. I think he's still a junior lifter. I don't know if he's like 21 or 22.
Wow.
Yeah, he's very young, very strong, and also just very opinionated. So the biggest thing that he's been talking about, or people have been talking about him talking about, is the breath belt, which is I don't know what Joe Sullivan's exact affiliation with is, if it's
because
he's over the company or
when
just,
we interviewed him too.
Yeah, like he was just kind of like he had just
Yeah.
started using it or whatever, and now I think he either works for the company or is a part owner. I don't really know. And also Joe is a friend of the podcast and has always been a good supporter of ours, but still, this is worth noting, and we're probably pretty unbiased when it comes to all this. Anyways, Derek's just been going on about the breath belt and how it's like a piece of shit. It's not good for anything. It's way overpriced and all this. And I really don't know. It does seem to be pretty expensive. I would say that about the breath belt.
I didn't know that. I think you said it was like $200. I was not aware of that.
I think it's close to that much. Maybe that's an exaggeration. I think that's like something I heard him or someone else say, and that was probably an exaggeration. So let's assume it's over 100.
Yeah.
Because they might be rounding up to the nearest like 90 plus.
I mean, we know expensive stuff.
That's weird. No stranger to
okay, 160.
Okay, 160. So it's pretty expensive.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of leather belts don't cost that much.
But as far as its efficacy, I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to do.
And we've never had it, so we can't say for sure. It's just,
and I've been one to buy some halfway gimmicky things just to try and be like, maybe
we
this
have a gym full of very expensive stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, 160 is like nothing in the scheme of things.
Yes, very true. So I don't know. I'm not. I think it's just fun, just interesting. And then because he was ragging on it so hard, he was scheduled to lift in the showdown meet that we'll be at here in Kansas City, and they kicked him out of the meet, I guess, not allowing him to compete at it because of this breath belt stuff. This is the little bit I know, my understanding of it, that they're kicking him out because of what he was saying about the breath belt, and that maybe Joe Sullivan is a sponsor of the thing and he wanted him to get kicked out. I don't really know the details, but it is also interesting that he did apparently get kicked out of the meet for, he's pretty rude. Like, he's very rude and stuff, but I'm like,
being outspoken.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of, I think you can do that, but also I guess they can kick him out too. It's just a weird.
I think you can, but also like it's like a privately run event, so I guess the meet people can do whatever they want to.
It's just an interesting move to me to like be like, yeah, you can't come here.
Well, and you typically don't see that.
No,
in
right.
Meets. That's not a common thing for people to get kicked out beforehand.
No, and to me, I would almost be thinking, let's bring him here. There seems to be some controversy.
There's some hype around this. We'll get some.
That's what powerlifting needs a little bit, right? Like, I'm not saying like we want a bunch of bad stuff, because there could be something bad there.
And
but
it'd be way different if he was going on like racist rants and things like that. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah, and from what I know, he wasn't really doing stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe there's another argument for that, but from what I understand, he wasn't doing, maybe crossing any of those kind of lines at least. So there is some interesting drama there, I suppose, if nothing else.
Wow.
So we'll probably have to have him on the podcast at some point in time to get his full take, because why wouldn't we?
I think we should. It's worth looking into. You did bring up one other thing too, Tanner, with the showdown meet. We're going to go to it.
Yep.
And the other day I said, oh, when are we going to that? I know. When you want to find something out, you go to their website. I'm excited to go to the showdown meet. It's going to be a ton of fun. I think it's going to be a great meet, but there's one fatal flaw in their website.
No dates.
And I don't think I'm being overcritical here. There's no goddamn dates for that fucking event.
Yeah. Like I think if you go to their page, like it's not in the bio.
That's like the rule of any event in the world. If you're having an event, whether it's a birthday party or a wedding or a weightlifting event or a powerlifting event or a strongman event, just put the date on there like a lot. Like a lot.
Right.
And don't make it confusing. And last time I looked, it wasn't on there. No. I couldn't. And if it wasn't obvious that I could find it. And that should be rule number one, is it has to be so obvious that if I'm interested in going to this event, I know when it is. No doubt. And the only way I found it was to go on Instagram. Wasn't in the bio. Wasn't in like anything else. I had to go back like 40 posts to find it. Yeah,
that's not preferable.
So I'm excited to go there, but just a heads up, more people would probably go if they knew what day it was. So if someone is,
that's a good idea.
If someone can get on that, like, I think that's a win-win for, I'm not trying to be overcritical. I think that's a win for everyone, is if that,
that date becomes more easily
date. Yeah. And let's see, maybe I'm complaining for nothing. Showdown Meet 2021. Well, the WRPF has The WRPF has it on their website, but that's not the official. The official website is the showdownpowerlifting.com.
Okay.
And on here, 2021, get ready to witness history, buy tickets. 50. I know it's in 51 days, 11 hours, 59 minutes, and 9 seconds, but I don't know when 51 days is without getting out my calendar and counting to 51. So little tip.
Yeah.
Okay. We got. I think we missed it. Did we miss an ad, Tanner?
Well, we better do another ad here.
I know. Did we miss one?
Yeah, we've each got to do an ad, I think, here. So
shit.
We can bang a couple out.
Here, I'll go right now.
Yep.
Today's show is brought to you by The Strength Co. The Strength Co. operates starting strength affiliate gyms out of Southern California. They have a staff of experienced starting strength coaches that know the best way to develop strength through the barbell movements. Grant, the owner of The Strength Co., is a Marine, and he is passionate about obtaining quality American products and labor for all aspects of his business. The Strength Co. makes premium, made-in-America barbell equipment, including their machined and E-coated plates. These plates are functional, easy to handle, accurate, and made to last a lifetime. The Strength Co. plates have become the go-to choice.
They're the go-to for sure, aren't they?
They are the go-to choice.
You just see them, you want to go to them, don't
They are
you?
the go-to plates for all members at Massenomics Gym.
I want to go to them right now.
You got me thinking about it.
They're like, come to us.
Check out their plates and all their other made-in-America equipment online at thestrengthco.com. That's thestrengthco.com. Go to it.
They really are the go-to plates.
Did you want to read one more ad for us?
Yeah,
Tanner?
let's.
We're playing catch-up.
No, I wanted to tell everyone about Hybrid Performance Method. And first of all, with Hybrid Performance Method, anything you buy on their website, pretty much any of their training, nutrition, courses, any of that stuff, you can save 5% by using our discount code. That is MASS, M-A-S-S, in all caps. That'll save you 5% for the life of any of those memberships. And speaking of their courses, hybrid courses, let me tell you about that. You can level up your knowledge along with your lifts. Don't worry, hybrid online courses filter the BS so you don't have to. Each course distills battle-tested principles and the latest evidence-based learnings so that you can level up your knowledge along with your lifts. Learn how to squat, bench, and deadlift from the 25-time world record holder Steffi Cohen and elite lifter Hayden Bowe in Powerlifting 101. So that would just be one example of course, Powerlifting 101. Learn how to snatch, clean, and jerk from the ground up with 3-time Olympian weightlifting champion and hybrid coach Fernando Reyes in Weightlifting 101. And move quickly when hybrid opens enrollment for hybrid nutrition fundamentals and hybrid habits for limited semester access to those 2 courses. So it sounds like they got a few courses out there and a few more coming.
It sounds like classes
session. Classes Tanner. In session. Visit them at hybridperformancemethod.com and remember to use that discount code MASS.
Tanner, they said there's a line in there that says, so you don't have to. And whenever I hear that, all it makes me think of is the Joe Dirt movie. When he goes, oh, did you use the little scrubbing bubbles? He's like, oh, those little scrubbing bubbles that scrub the toilet so you don't have to. No, I didn't use those. And that's all I think of when I hear that.
Yeah, so
my whole life. Since I've been in 3rd grade, that's all I thought of is how Joe Dirt talks, I guess.
It's always good to relate it back to Joe Dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy, do you think we should get our guests on the horn?
I don't think we should wait any longer.
Okay, let's do it. You get the point.
Hello.
Hey, is this Big Derek?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that big, but sure, this is Derek.
Now everyone on the Massenomics podcast is big, so.
Oh, okay. I'll take it.
That title,
I don't see that when I look in the mirror, but
that title comes with the show.
Oh, okay. I'll take it.
No, we're excited to have you on with. I'm Tanner, and then Tommy's over here too.
What's up, Derek?
What's going on, Tommy and Tanner? Yeah, I mean, I listen to y'all's podcast at work all the time.
Oh,
so I was excited whenever y'all reached out to me.
Yeah, we we talked to you a little bit, maybe like last week about getting you on here, and then we were just recording an episode tonight, and we were kind of earlier in this episode even we were talking about some of the stuff going on with you, and we were just thinking, we should get him on right now to talk about instead of us speculating. Why don't we just call him right now and get him on the show?
I mean, that works. I mean, it's like the most unreliable source. That's a first-person source would be me. That's how I would describe myself.
Well, we're the most unreliable third-person source, so this is working out really good.
So there's one thing I was going to say. How do you pronounce your last name?
Thistlethwaite.
Okay, Thistlethwaite. Okay.
Yeah.
We were maybe kind of close then before.
Kind of.
We're in the right ballpark.
Yeah.
It's got,
I mean,
it's got a lot of
It's hard to
letters.
read, but it's pretty easy to pronounce.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. We're on the right page. So it's Derek Thistlethwaite, and it's what, Death Grip Derek on Instagram.
Yeah,
That's your handle. Okay. So you've been blowing up lately, right? Like, it seems like kind of seeing you all over Instagram and everything, and your follower count's probably been going up quite a bit. How long has that been going on? I mean, it seems like fairly recently that I noticed it seems to be going wild.
Well, well, for a while it was happening in like bursts because I don't know if y'all know the too buff for this, Ashton Bailey. He makes, those videos, like his reaction videos, and he made a couple of those. So he posted me one time, like saying like, "Oh, this guy's only 21," and it was me squatting something heavy, and I got like 2,000 followers, and I went from like 4,000 to 6,000.
And like, how long ago was this?
This is like a month ago, probably.
Okay,
yeah, around right after Nationals, so maybe close to 2 now, because I competed June 6th. So this was probably mid-June, so 5 weeks ago, and then he did it again, and then I started making more of the memes and things like that, and then whenever I went after Joe Sullivan was whenever it really blew up, and that was 2 weeks ago now. All these days are a blur.
Yeah. When you're making memes, time just flies, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Well,
I get so lost in talking shit. I don't even know what's going on in my real world anymore.
How long ago was it that you put up your big total? Your best total that's got you number 2 in the 242.
Almost 2 months. June 6th.
Okay. Because I guess, just to be honest, I really didn't know about it until like this other shit all came around, and then I gained no followers from actually like doing well. Zero recognition for that part.
Welcome to powerlifting, right?
Like,
I didn't get reposted on King of the Lifts or anything. Like it had like barely 1,000 likes.
Why? Like,
anywhere?
Where was the meet at that you put? And where was the meet, and what was your total?
So it was in San Antonio, Texas,
okay.
USPA Nationals, and it was 22:32.
So it's USPA Nationals. I mean, it's kind of like,
is it like
it's not like you? Yeah, right. That is funny though. Like, I just anecdotally, I didn't know much about you until after the other stuff came up, and then after looking, it's like, oh, wait a second,
there's something going on here.
This dude is one of the strongest. One of the strongest guys in the world right now too. So,
yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, nobody cares about that part of it though.
Yeah, 'cause I think even after that, like, it was like a week after Nationals, I put a post on my story, and I was like, "It's absolutely ridiculous that no one has asked me to come on their podcast yet." No one said anything. No one's like, "Hey, man, fuck off, dude."
Yeah,
no one even noticed that part. The blatant cry for help. No one noticed. No one cared.
Really, I'm just talking to myself over here.
Yeah. And then I guess what really sparked it, you mentioned, is the breath belt thing, or the Joe Sullivan thing, or the showdown meet thing. So just walk us through whatever version of that you want to, like, explain what was going on for anyone that's listening that doesn't know about it.
All right. So basically, I don't remember what it was exactly that started it. Someone sent me like somewhere a breath belt, and they're like, "What do you think about the breath belt?" I've seen it for a year now. I didn't care about it until I went and looked at the price, and it was like $160. And I am so goddamn cheap. I'm so cheap that it made me angry thinking that other people have spent that much money. I got angry for other people. So then I got on my story and did a rant about the breath belt, and it didn't really go anywhere. Like, no one really said anything. It didn't happen until I actually made the post, and that was like 2 weeks before I made the first post. That was Joe not being able to decide between which button, and buttons were sell out, produce a belt, or produce more quality content. And so then that gained quite a bit of traction because I guess other people didn't like this belt either. And then after that, Joe was real businesslike, respectful in the comments, offered me one. I didn't want it. Then we got into it what was it, underneath a Squat University post, because I just kind of follow Joe's comments.
Well, that's the best place to get in an argument online. Is Squat University comments, right?
Yeah, so I just kind of like follow Joe around in comment sections and bully him a little bit because I don't know, it's fun. And then what happened? They went to my sponsor, or Brianni did, his girlfriend, went to my sponsors and was like, "Hey, he's making the brand look bad." And one of my sponsors was like, "I don't give a fuck." The other one asked me to stop. But I was like, no, I don't really want to. This is way too much fun.
Yeah.
So then I made the meme about her. She was like, stop, you're hurting Joe's feelings. And it was me just saying, fuck breath belt. And that blew up even more. And then I started talking shit to her because I found out that I was ranked higher than her. And I'm going to throw that around anytime I'm given like the opportunity. And then let me even look at my Instagram page. There might be one I'm forgetting. I don't remember. But I think that was like the last of it. And then I made a shirt that says, fuck breath belt on it. And that is actually, like $20 and I make no money off of it. And anyone who supports my cause should buy one. I don't gain anything. It's just for the great of the world. Yeah, that was it on that. And then, the director of the meet, like the next day after I posted the one about Brianni, he reached out and he was like, "Hey man, this is getting too silly for my meet. They got to cut it out or like you're uninvited." Mm-hmm. And all right, look, I'm gonna be completely honest with everyone here. Haven't said this yet. I mean, everyone who knows me knows. I wasn't even going to do the fucking meet. I got with a new coach. That's what makes it so foolish. Wasn't even going to do the meet. Got with a new coach and he was like, "Dude, what are you doing? You've been competing back to back. Like you need an off season." So I wasn't going to do it. We were already looking at like December, January time period. So he sent me that. So I was like, "Oh, fuck it. I'm going to blow this up. Like, why not?" He's like, "Seems like a fun time. I got nothing else to do today." I think it was a Wednesday. I don't work on Wednesday. So I had all day to sit around and talk shit. Yeah, so I made that video, talking about how it was un-American and that. So then that blew up even more. Like that was what really blew up. And then after that, I mean, it just kept growing exponentially. I've made a couple more memes and I started getting on that Nabil kid, the French phenom, because I made a post about him on TikTok and Instagram. I made it on TikTok, so I posted it there, but I'm not really on TikTok. And then he started talking shit to me, like tell me like, pretty much that like he was the only one doing this. He was better than me. He's a really good kid. By the way, he has since humbled a lot and is, not acting like that. So respect to him.
Okay.
But yeah, so like pretty much he took his third squat at his meet as an opener and then called himself a fucking phenom. And then they kicked him out of the meet. And then he missed the pull to break the all-time world record that he was like telling me he was going to do, and he was the only one doing it in that comment section, like before it happened. So I was like, no, you can't do that. You can't be like, I do this whenever. It's like, no, we're powerlifters. You don't get to say that till you put it on the platform. That's a platform thing to talk about. So then I clowned on him a little bit. And that was pretty much it for the memes, because I was on a deload week. I had a lot of time on my hands. Now I'm actually back to working out.
Yeah.
It's pretty much how it goes. If I got a deload week, I'm going to live it up.
Time for me. Yeah, make the most of it. I guess I would say this, I probably understand Joe's probably like, oh, God damn it, I'm fucking sick of this. Like, I can get why he's probably like, God damn it, like, I don't want to deal with this fucking guy anymore. Like
why am I getting tagged 1,000 times a day and all of this?
I'm sure he's frustrated with it, and I get it. And, just
oh, yeah, I do too.
To be, Joe and Brianni have both been on there, and they were both have been great to us and stuff. But I get why he's probably frustrated. But also, like, I don't know if you're doing anything wrong, like I'm not sure, like,
yeah,
about that.
I have no actual problem with Joe Sullivan. I just think it's really fun, and he reacted. I mean, they're like, if you go look at my story right now, there's like 15 people right now. That's all people do is send me like names, I just talk shit. Joe is like the only person who responded, so of course I was going to keep going.
Right. But the part that is kind of a little surprising to me is that they would actually tell you you can't compete in that meet though over it. Like that's the one part that, like, I get him being like if I don't even know what he was saying in return, but I get it if he's like, fuck this guy, like quit listening to, whatever he would say. Like that's probably all seems justifiable, but it's surprising to me that they would tell you can't compete at the showdown meet.
Yeah, that was weird. But I didn't really care. I just I don't know. It seemed like like I said, it was soft. It was like, what's wrong with it? It's called Showdown. Like, what is a showdown? Like,
well, a little controversy probably isn't the worst thing for powerlifting.
Honestly,
right?
It was probably going to make it like the most exciting meet, like with hype going into it in a while.
Yeah, exactly. So I really didn't understand that. And then like Joe is a sponsor. I have no idea if that's actually like a factor in it, but like his Adapter Die brand sponsors the meet. And whenever I found that out, at the time I was a little bit more like, man, fuck that. But now I'm kind of like, I have no idea if that was part of it. But I mean, I think it was a bad move. It's like, why kick me out of the meet? I'm not like not saying I'm gonna go kick Joe's ass. Like, let's just let's just go compete at the meet called Showdown. Seems reasonable, like a fair place to do it.
So if you had the option to do the Showdown next year, would you do it?
That's completely dependent on like what I want to do. Because the reason I dropped out of the Showdown was because I got with Josh Bryant, Jailhouse Strong.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him, and I was like, yeah, I'm signed up for the Showdown meet, but I mean, I haven't really had an off season in like over a year. And he was like, why are you doing the Showdown? And I was like, I don't know. It was a big meet. He was like, do you want the all-time world record total in Raw? And I was like, no, not really. He was like, then why are you risking injury? And I was like, I guess that's true. He was like, do you think you're going to win? And I was like, no, probably not. He was like, then what are you doing? I was like, you know what? You make some really good points there, Josh.
Take a step back all of a sudden.
It's like, I don't really have much business doing this meet. But if I, with that being said, if I were to do what I want to do at this next meet or one after that, then sure. Like if I take the number one spot wraps, then I want to go Raw. But as of now, the picture is on the big fish, which to me is Yuri Belkin. I'd really like to actually like make him compete again instead of just hiding over there in Russia, sitting on his throne of 130-pound total bigger than mine, making me feel bad about myself.
Well, what's your timeline on that then? Do you think your next meet, if you put together the right prep, do you have a shot at it, or do you think it'll take a little longer? What's your feeling on that?
That's all dependent on bench.
Okay.
If we're being complete, my hope, and I trust Josh Bryant. He's got a small army of 600-pound benchers.
That's true.
So if like this is how I look at it, Yuri's best total was, his best total was 914, 518, 924. I definitely think that I could have squatted 900 plus. I had a bad meet prep, and I had to take my second twice on squats because I got called for depth. But I was looking for 903 that meet. I think I could have had it. Who knows? But if I get into 915, and then bench into the 500s, and then I think I could within it'll be 8 months. Whenever I probably compete, I think that's enough time to take my deadlift from, at 880 to 910, 915-ish. So I think I'll be pretty close, but it's all on that bench because bench was 474. That's a 25-pound gap, just the 500, and I still got to go 518 to tie him. Mm-hmm. So, and bench seems to be the slowest one. And looking back over my last two meets, I put about 10 pounds on my bench every 6 months is the trend. And I think Josh is probably a better bench coach than my last coach, just because that's kind of what he does.
Yep.
but I don't think it's super reasonable to put 50 pounds on my bench in 6 months. I don't think that's going to happen.
It's going to need some of that jailhouse strong magic.
Yeah. I mean, 50 pounds in 6 months is a fucking lot on a bench.
Yeah.
On my squat, I could see it. I think I could put 50 pounds on my squat, but not my bench. So it'll be dependent on that, honestly. I think I can get close. I'd really like to beat it, but in reality, I don't think my bench is going to progress that fast. I really don't. Just because of how slow it's been in the past.
With that attitude.
Yeah. Well,
well, I'm just being realistic with my bench. If I squat 940, I don't need the bench. Yeah. If I can squat 940, pull 930, but that's kind of something no one else has ever done. So it'll be interesting to see.
The big thing that's on your side, though, is are you still just 21? Or are you 22 now? Or what do you?
No, I'm 21. The meet that I'm currently eyeballing the most is on my birthday, the day I'll turn 22, which would be Record Breakers by 8 man.
So the thing that's on your side here is that you're 21 years old. Like, I mean,
time.
It's easy to probably lose sight of that for some people because I don't know. My guess, my take on it is that you don't necessarily come across as what I would consider your average 21-year-old in many ways. So, it's like, man, you could have a crazy 10 years of progress, honestly. So,
well, if you just keep progressing your bench, would you say 10 pounds every 6 months?
Yeah,
that's only 200 pounds in the next 10 years, you know?
Right.
I think that's how it works.
Yeah, you'd be in that 600 club too.
Yeah.
Well, and then, I mean, I'd honestly rather go up to the 275s. I'm 6 foot, so I think I'm too tall for 242s, in my opinion. I mean, Yuri Belkin is like 5'8"? Dude's 4 inches shorter
that's
than
for
me.
Sure. What do you think of guys kind of purposely trying to stay little to stay in smaller weight classes?
Oh, it's disgusting. What's wrong with you? What? Why would you not want to be bigger? That's my life goal. The bigger I get, the smaller I look in the mirror. So
forever.
I can't imagine not trying to be bigger.
The first day you picked up a weight is when you became forever small.
Oh yeah,
that's how that works.
Oh, for sure. I remember whenever I was actually big, like 5 years ago, whenever I weighed like 180 pounds.
Yep.
Those were the good old days.
But how long have you been, quote unquote, powerlifting?
Oh, I got with my first coach May 8th of 2020. And then a month later, I did my first meet. So
we're just over a year in, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like it was a year to the day that I did nationals and took 22:32. So my first meet was June 6th of 2020, the Big Tex Open. I went 18:54 and I raw and pulled conventional. And then a year later it was 22:32. And in between in December was the Depth Before Dishonor Open at 21:36.
Damn.
So
well,
been
your trend has been like 400 pounds in a year, so I guess just keep that up.
That's the hope, man.
Watch out, really Dan Bell.
I'm hoping I can figure out this deadlift. It's so fucking ugly. Have y'all seen my deadlift? Like it looks really good until it looks really bad.
Yeah.
It just gets caught at my knees and I start twerking all over the place and it looks super sketchy. I'd really like to fix that.
Well, that probably happens at close to 900 pounds for a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is it's not a weight issue. It's a balance thing. Like every time I go above like 850, I just feel like I'm about to fall like backwards. And I think I figured it out. It turns out you're not supposed to start with the bar against your shins, but it's kind of hard to tell whenever you're not doing it with 800 pounds, you know. Well, it's kind of hard to test things whenever it's like 60%.
Yeah.
Well, it's a really weird thing though, too. Like you're pushing for a world record. You're in second going for first and you've been powerlifting for a year. Like you've only how many deadlifts have you pulled in 1 year? I'm not asking for the real answer, but like my point is like a lot of people.
I actually have a count. I counted. I went back and counted. After nationals, I had pulled sumo. Because I didn't pull sumo my first meet. I switched in July. I went back and I counted, and I had 29 sessions pulling sumo. And
like in your life, then basically, pretty much.
Yeah, and 4 of them were max effort attempts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like in the scheme of things, 0 reps.
Right. Like, it is crazy to think about that.
I have like that many sessions trying to even figure out if I should even do sumo, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it makes sense because I get absolutely sick after I pull sumo. Like I pull sumo, I feel like I have the flu. I can pull, heavy conventional, squat heavy. I feel fine, but I pull heavy sumo and I feel sick. And I think it's just because my body is not used to it. It's like, why are you lifting that much weight like that? It feels horrible.
Yeah,
that's a weird one.
Derek, we've got this game we play with everyone. We call it overrated, underrated, and we've got a special Derek Thistlethwaite series of topics that are handpicked for you. And I have no doubt you don't have a problem coming up with an opinion.
I can come up with tons of opinions.
Yeah, you just have to remember you can't ride the line. You can't say anything's appropriately rated. You got to decide either overrated or underrated. So if you're ready to rock, we'll bust it out.
All right, let's go.
All right. Overrated or underrated? Belt buckles.
Belt buckles?
Yep.
Underrated. I haven't worn a pair of pants that fit my waist in like 3 years. Everything is like 5 inches too big on my waist. They're underrated. And I see people that tuck their shirts in without a belt and a belt buckle, and those people don't deserve to like live in society.
So do you ever wear a belt without the belt buckle though, or do you always have the belt buckle?
Oh no, I always got a belt buckle on. I was given this as a birthday present. It's actually the only belt I own because, like I said, I'm really cheap, and why would I buy a second one? I already got one.
That's fair. Yeah, and you're out of Houston, right?
Yeah, I'm out of Houston.
Well, that's kind of a Texas thing, I think.
Yeah. Right. Go big or go home. I have a big old belt buckle.
Overrated or underrated? The breath belt.
Absolutely overrated. But the thing is, like, I had people sending me, and I'll give it its due. I had people sending me pictures of people in the Olympics wearing it, and it makes sense. It makes sense to wear something like that, doing a non powerlifting sport. Like, if you're like, I think a shot put thrower is wearing it. Makes sense. You don't need a leather like Pioneer belt, SPUD belt, Inzer belt. You don't need that to do that. I mean, but the price is definitely overrated. But I mean, I think the breath belt is a great thing for people who aren't powerlifting and are beginners. But I don't like how it's priced, so that's why it's overrated.
I think that's a good analysis. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty fair on your side.
Pretty
I think
fair and balanced.
Yeah, right. I think so. All right. Overrated or underrated? Mustaches.
Wow. Underrated. Oh my God. The amount of prime mustache. Whenever you see a guy and they have like the full stubble and but they have like zero upper lip, like none. Like, it's like a good inch and a half of just like nose to like mouth gap.
Yep.
That's prime mustache real estate. And I see way too many people scared to have that mustache. And I don't know why. So it makes me so mad they labeled it as a pedo stash. It's because of what was it? The fucking the Grateful Bones. Is that what is it called? The guy made that little playhouse underneath the earth and killed the girl. What was that movie?
Was it?
I'm pretty sure that.
Was it the Lovely Bones or
the Lovely Bones? There we go.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
I never saw it, but yeah.
I guess I don't classify yours as a pedo stash. No, that's not.
Yours is there's like too much mustache there to even fall into that category.
Well, yeah, I know, but but you can't start with this. You got to grow into it, and most guys are scared to do it because that asshole went and ruined starter mustaches.
So you've probably, I mean, by the looks of it, you've been able to grow a thick mustache for a while, I would guess.
Yeah, mustache and goatee. I've been able to grow that since I was 15 years old. My cheeks are very thin and look really shitty, so I don't even try to grow them out. I just act like I have great facial hair by only having like the mustache.
Yeah.
Well, you're pulling it off.
Well,
yeah, I got everyone fooled.
I'm trying to picture. I might have to pull up a picture, but I recently went like 8 months without trimming any of my facial hair, including my mustache. So my mustache, you know, my top mustache, if I would like pull it down, hung way beyond my mouth, like completely.
Oh yeah.
And it made some eating and drinking almost impossible after a while. Like where I'm like, I was like battling, you know, you can't like take a drink and not be kind of covered with it out of like a glass.
Oh yeah.
Do you run into quite a bit of that?
Oh yeah, all the time. And then like you're like eating something and you're like
You get
constantly
mustache
pushing your you have to like push your mustache out of your mouth.
Like a cheeseburger. Like that's the epitome.
Yeah.
Like, I always struggled with like a cheeseburger.
Yeah, something circular, so like it's not like a straight bite. You know, like, you gotta, like shove the whole thing to
the
your
edges
mouth.
of your mouth. Yep.
Yeah, and because I shaved after the Depth Before Dishonor meet in December, and I kissed my fiance, and I was like, "Wow, I can feel both lips. That's crazy. That feels different." Because I had never kissed her without having a mustache on.
It's all about those new sensations.
Yeah, I know. Whole duration was mustached.
So, what was she a fan then, or?
Oh, she likes my mustache. She prefers me to be mustached.
Okay.
Because she's a good woman.
Respectable.
Yeah, respectable.
Overrated or underrated Yuri Belkin?
Oh, underrated. Oh, it makes me so mad. John Hack is not the GOAT. He's amazing. But like, it also makes me mad whenever someone's just a big bencher because I'm not. So like, I'm kind of a hater. I'll admit it. I'm a hater. It makes me mad. It makes me mad he has such a big bench. But like, why are people acting like Yuri Belkin isn't number one all time? And the only reason he's not like active is just because he has no reason to be. Like, he's so far ahead. Like he's what? He's like, until Chad Pinson did the Kern, he was like 40 points ahead of anyone dots. And I think like the next guy was retired. It was Zahir. So like he had no reason. I mean, like it's like, it's fun to lift really heavy, but like it hurts. Like, you know, it feels bad. Like he's done it so many times. He's been competing for so long that he's not going to go in total 2,400 pounds unless he has to, because it's a risk. You know, if he goes and does that, he's risking, you know, a big injury. And like, if I was in his position, I wouldn't really, I wouldn't go after a big total until someone made me. So he's definitely underrated, but it makes me mad that everyone's been calling John Hack the GOAT. And also it was making me mad whenever everyone, like, I didn't think that Dan Bell got his credit that he deserved.
I think there's a fair case for that. Yeah, you know, like the biggest total of all time, isn't that kind of deserving of the GOAT conversation? You know, like, yeah,
absolutely. Like
the goal,
definitely Dan Bell and Yuri Belkin, in my opinion. I mean, I have a ton of respect for John Hack. I am a hater, but
I really get the case for, like, especially Dan, because I mean, the sport is kind of lifting as much as possible, like getting the biggest total possible. Yeah. And he did do, you know, he has done that. So I can wrap my head around that.
Yeah, I didn't like how whenever, you know, it was a Kern in the hybrid showdown, that like, I honestly felt like John Hack was like the huge talk whenever Dan was doing something that to me was way more impressive. Like, because if you take John's bench away, I mean, I don't know. It's just because I'm not impressed by bench. Bench makes me mad, not impressed. And I see big benches, and I don't care. They make me angry.
And I think, like, to me, I think what most people, and this is just my dumb theory, but I think people see what John's doing, and even though it makes no sense, it's more relatable because it's like, well, that guy's my size, and like, because most people know someone that's around 200 pounds, or most people that lift are close to 200-ish. But then, like, you get to Dan, that's like just this monster, and like everything just doesn't make sense anymore. And I guess that's my dumb theory for why, like, maybe John gets more eyes on that.
Well, but I mean, look at every like really big name in the, like, you know, in the world, like, I mean, in the fitness world, they're big benchers. And it's not really because of power lifters. It's because of outsiders looking in. don't love big squats because they don't do squats.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
They hate squats. They hate deadlifts, but they love. I mean, look at Larry Wheels. People absolutely love Larry Wheels. Is he the biggest deadlifter or squatter? No, but he's got a huge bench, and people love that shit. People that don't like really power lift, but are the majority of like fans and followers, like bench
and the physique thing for sure.
Yeah, that's part of it too.
Oh yeah. I mean, Larry is ridiculous. That dude looks insane.
Yeah,
he's looked insane for a long time, and even whenever he was like a 308, he was ridiculous.
Yep, that is
always
true.
Has been.
Always has been. Yeah. So we know like you're pretty price sensitive about the breath. Oh, also I guess we should tell you good news. You passed overrated, underrated. You did.
Nice.
You did pass. So good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. But we know you are kind of a price sensitive shopper. You weigh the price is weighed in before you make a purchase.
Self-proclaimed cheap.
Yeah. So we just kind of wondered your take. We've come under scrutiny before because of the price of our lift shorts, and just wondered your take on that. If you have any opinions.
See, man, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, man. You know how I go around and call myself a tax-paying, law-abiding citizen? It's not true. I have stolen so many pairs of shorts. It's unreal. So no, I would never get caught dead buying your shorts. That's absolutely not. No.
Yeah, they're not for cheap people anyway.
No.
So.
I'm not paying $30 for shorts.
Well, that's the sale price. So.
Yeah, I know. $100.
Well, we wouldn't have expected you to say anything different than that, so that's all right.
I mean, I'll wear them if you like seeing
But I'm sure as shit not paying for them.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Derek, no, that kind of wraps it up, and we're glad we got to talk to you. Let everyone know where they find you and anything that you got going on. Any I don't know. Anything you want people to check out, go ahead and give it a shot.
Well, you can find me at deathgrip.derek on Instagram. Got a website going called derekprobably.com, and it just sells lots of things that are built entirely different. I got the Get Built Different program. Got the Fuck Breath Belt t-shirt, which everyone needs to wear. I'm really upset. You know how many goddamn people told me, "Oh, you should make this shirt." I totally buy it.
That's
the story of our life.
Rule number one of internet merchandising.
Yeah,
right
everyone says make this, I'll buy it, and we were just having that conversation. And then you're lucky if a third of those people that literally say, "Make this exact thing, and I'll buy it." They're lying. Like at least half the time, that's not true.
Yeah, they don't buy shit. So please go buy this shirt. I make no money, but like I think it's really funny, and like I live to amuse myself. So help me amuse myself. That's about it. I don't got much else going on other than that.
No, that's awesome. I think this was a good podcast. Probably.
That's the live on-air review right there.
Yeah, probably. No. All right, man. We appreciate it. Thanks. That was good stuff.
Thanks a lot, Derek.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, we'll catch you later.
See ya.
Sure.
Well, Tanner, do we let him have them?
We better give him to him probably.
Cool beans. Cool beans.
You got the cool beans?
He got the cool beans, so he did it.
Death Grip Derek.
Death Grip Derek. Well, that's good stuff. We got to the bottom of some of that dirt, didn't we?
We went from speculating to hearing it straight from the Death Grip Derek mouth.
Yeah.
I'm going to read us an ad here, Tanner.
Okay. I would note that we did kind of talk about some of that stuff in the earlier part of the podcast, and then we got Derek on.
Like live follow up.
We did have some slight change of plans.
In case you're wondering, like, wow, those guys are really bad at planning out their episodes. Several of the things they talked about happened twice. There was a bit of a.
We're planning Derek for a upcoming week, and had some changes, so we popped him on this week. But I think it was good. It was good, relevant stuff that people are talking about now. So, but that's why we kind of touched on that twice.
Why the timing might have seemed kind of strange.
Yeah.
So you got to stay tuned for
who could be next.
Because I know no one was going to listen to the next episode. So
no, you're not going to know.
Today's episode is brought to you by SPUD Inc. and the Big Ray Strap and Godzilla Band. Attaching easily to any rack or pull-up bar, the SPUD Inc. Big Ray Strap is your most powerful tool for combating low back and hip pain. Use before or after your workouts. Hanging upside down in the Big Ray Strap provides traction that stretches the lower back and gives you an advantageous position from which to develop your hip mobility. Why do they call it the Big Ray Strap? They were inspired after seeing 1,000-pound Ross squatter Big Ray Williams hanging upside down on bands, stretching so thin he was practically on the floor. It takes a lot to support a guy that big, so the SPUD team took it upon themselves to come up with a fix. Even if you don't squat a grand, the Big Ray Strap will give you the comfort and support you need to recover properly. Note, the Big Ray Strap is designed to be used with the SPUD Inc. Godzilla Band, and the Big Ray Strap does not come with the band unless you buy the Big Ray Strap with the Godzilla Band.
It does.
Little insider tip there for you. You can check out the SPUD Inc. or the Big Ray Strap Godzilla Band at spud-inc-straps.com.
My opinion, if it's good enough for Big Ray, it would be good enough for me, right?
Yeah, sign me up. I'll take 2 of whatever he's having.
It's always money time.
I haven't heard that for a while.
That's what Ray told us one year at the Arnold. He said, asked him if it's money time. He said, it's always money time.
Yeah.
We'll have to get Ray on sometime, huh?
We will. Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot from him lately.
No, we'll have to get to the dirty deets from him.
Yeah.
He's good. I've enjoyed every time when we've got to run.
Yeah, he's always been fun.
He has been fun.
Cool
he's always
dude.
got a smile on his face.
He does.
And stuff, so, yeah, we'll get Ray on sometime. We'll have to make sure we got him on our list. Tommy, we had a drop this last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We did have the drop this last week. What did we drop on everyone? We dropped the
Pinup tee, Power Hungry tee, 2 hats,
the varsity
2 banners,
Massenomics hats, the Crispy Boy 2.0 banner, the Curls banner.
Damn, 2 hats, 2 banners, 2 tees.
2.
Woo.
It's just like Noah's Ark. They came in 2s, didn't they, Tommy?
Yeah, we brought 2 of everything we had.
So now they can be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah, we also did it for religious reasons too.
If we haven't mentioned that, we've touched on politics before, but now we are going to be very religious.
Yeah,
and
we have
not only just to ourselves, we're going to be evangelical about it.
Yeah, we have been in the process of turning Massenomics into a religion so that people can get married in the name of Massenomics.
Yes, it almost is a religion, though. Isn't it?
It sort of is.
It almost is.
Not far from it.
It's a way of life.
It's definitely got that going for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the drop was good.
The drop was good.
We got a lot of compliments from people.
Like the new tees. I really like the pinup tee. I think that's a really
that was
cool.
That was probably my favorite from the drop.
Yeah.
I really like the pinup tee.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool shirt.
And it was on a red, but it was a different red than what we've had in the past.
That is true. It's a heathered canvas red, to be particular.
to really dial it in.
Yeah, heather canvas red is that color. But it is a cool tee.
And the new hats. We were due for new hats. Of course, no one can buy them, but we did come up with new hats.
Yes, please do not buy the hats. There really is not many hats left. If you're hearing this, there might not be any left. And,
they did go surprisingly fast, actually.
Even with us telling people not to buy them, they still went surprisingly fast.
That's all those lawbreakers out there.
Yeah. Yes. Should we hear from another sponsor?
I think we should. Maybe 2 or 3 more. We can just do them all again.
Just read them all. No, we're going to give Fusion Sports Performance Supplements its due here, I think. Fusion SP. I was thinking, Tommy, do you know what's in your supplements?
I do.
Oh, it sounds like you're a man that uses Fusion Sports Performance supplements.
I have Fusion in my supplements.
Ah, yes. That's because Fusion SP prides itself on being fully transparent, never using proprietary blends, and always providing its customers with top quality products. They offer 2 pre-workout options. You got the Super Soldier pre-workout and the Mad Titan High Stim. Big Merritt, the owner, had mentioned they're making a slight change to the Super Soldier pre-workout formulation, an improvement. That's coming in the pipeline, so stay on the lookout for that. It's just when you think it couldn't get any better, bam, improvement.
Even higher stim.
Bam, it's better.
Even more Super Soldier.
I don't know if he's going to, they should make a chocolate of some sort pre-workout flavor. Why can protein be chocolate,
but pre-workout could only be fruit
and
fruity flavors?
Why?
That is a good question. Is there any is there any rich flavored pre-workouts,
and why can't there be? Maybe there's something with the actual chemistry of the ingredients.
Is there, or did they just think like, hey, people aren't usually mixing their pre-workout with milk, so we don't need any flavors that complement milk? Maybe that's what it is.
You just got to the bottom of it. I liked it better when it was more of this open-ended
But it
thing.
still kind of is somewhat, no one's done
but
that
not
yet,
everyone
really?
uses milk with protein powder.
No, I know, not everyone does, but a lot of people do.
Right.
Whereas you could say the opposite. Not...
But chocolate protein still can work with water. Why couldn't chocolate...
I know. I'm not arguing with you, Tanner.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised. It might exist out there.
I want a chocolately
chocolate
flavored
chocolate of some sort.
We just demand answers. Because Fusion Sports Performance Supplements does have chocolate of some sort nailed down.
A chocolate flavor of ejacaloid?
Oh, that would be interesting to try. I'm getting tired of just the regular old ejacaloid.
Just the regular flavor isn't doing it for me anymore.
Yes.
Because that's definitely pina colada flavored, isn't it?
Yes, pina colada. Back on Fusion SP, they also, another good thing about them is they ship almost all of their orders within 1 business day, and every Fusion Sports Performance product comes fully backed with a 30-day money back guarantee. So I suppose if you're not happy with it, they're going to take it back. So that's...
But you're going to be happy with it.
You have no risk. You have no risk there.
No risk.
And all reward. No risk, all reward. So go to fusionsp.net and use our code MASS. This is the most important part, MASS, M-A-S-S. Saves you a huge, whopping, massive 20% on your order. So go do that. We need to make sure to have you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd like to see that number ticking up. All these episodes go out on our YouTube format as well, the full video that we're recording here. If you've never checked out what the studio looks like, give YouTube a shot and make sure to hit subscribe and ring the bell.
You can see us. We're the 8-bit boys tonight.
Yeah, we are the 8-bit crew. You got the original. You've got the original, the 8-bit powerlifting
strongman.
I've got the 8-bit strongman on.
This thing's been worn heavily since day one.
My 8-bit ones stay in the rotation.
They don't look this clean when you get them in the mail. Are they look?
I should say actually do look clean.
Yeah, they don't look this.
They don't come
old.
that worn. Yeah, we usually don't mail out the used products. We try to just mail new ones when you order something.
Yep, this thing's had a few washes go through it.
Yeah, a few washes, if you will. So do the YouTube thing. Like us on Facebook. Like us on TikTok. We do have the TikTok, pumping out some things on TikTok because it's what they say you got to do.
I was happy to see just the two of us video make a rear its head on TikTok.
I was just thinking of some other, like, what have we done that's a little TikTok-y? And to me, I was like, that's a little TikTok-y.
What I saw that. I'm like, that is a TikTok
Isn't that a TikTok video?
It is.
And we have like no followers on there, so it didn't really have rave reviews.
Shocker.
But yeah. So if you are a TikToker, you go ahead and follow us on there. Well, I think the goal would be to pump out a few different things than just regurgitating our Instagram, so that way maybe there is a reason to follow us on there. Yeah, exciting stuff on TikTok. More importantly, with the podcast, leave us a 5-star review. We're on the road to 400. We're in the 360s right now. We got to get up to 375 to really, call it a race, to really call it a real race, to really get on the road. The on-ramp has that 375, so help us get about 10 more reviews, and we'll be there. And then tell a friend about the podcast. Also become a supporting member. Just had a South Dakota man become a supporting member today. A new supporting member from South Dakota.
They call that? Neighbors helping neighbors.
That is right. And from one of the weirdest places of South Dakota, not to single them out, because if I say the place, I mean, there's only so many people, but Summit, South Dakota.
Not one of the weirdest places.
But like our neck of the woods. But I mean like weather from just a weather perspective.
Yeah, it's the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, it is. This place is a complete anomaly when it comes to weather.
It absolutely
I just meant specifically to the weather.
I have to go through there on my way home. It's just down the road from my house, and it's 20 miles away, and it could be like 0 degrees and a full-on blizzard, and
down the hill
to my house, it could be like 45 degrees.
And part
of it is
sunny,
shiny day.
Elevation.
It has to be. I don't know how it could be.
Yeah,
it is
weird. It is weird how it's always different there.
Yeah.
But yeah, South Dakota person becoming a supporting member, so that's really cool to see. We've got a few of those now. You don't have to be from South Dakota to support, though. You could be from anywhere.
I mean, you have to be from the world. Like,
you could be from North Dakota.
In order to pay for it.
You could be from Minnesota. You could be from Nebraska,
Iowa,
Iowa,
Montana.
Yeah, you could be from Montana. You could be from Alaska.
Wyoming would be okay.
No, yeah,
too.
you could be from Wyoming. That's a good point. You could be from Texas. You could be from New York City. You could be a city slicker.
Rhode Island.
You could be a Florida man from
Delaware.
Florida. Oh, yes, those ones in the top
Massachusetts.
corner that you can't really pinpoint which are which.
All those other ones
You
that
could
are
be
really
from any of
tiny over
those.
there.
You could be from our neighbors to the south. You could be from Canada and become a supporting member.
We will take any type of money.
Yes,
Doesn't have to be U.S. dollars.
You can be from any place.
We do
Somehow the
conversion.
internet does that.
We'll do the
thing
conversion
us.
for you.
The internet does
Do the
that.
conversion so you don't have to.
Wild, wacky, inflatable tube man. Be a supporting member. Tommy, where do they find you?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Baird, but just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.